Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
All flights from several major airlines are grounded right now. We'll show you the situation on a busy and frustrating morning here at RDU.
And this morning, weather-wise, we are dry and we're relatively comfortable. Temperatures in the 70s, but we do have some shower and storm chances back in the forecast. We're going to talk about when they arrive coming up.
Former President Donald Trump takes the RNC stage and makes his case for the White House.
And I will never stop fighting for you, your family, and our magnificent country.
We have more of the big moments from the final night of the RNC.
Governor Roy Cooper may play a big role in the upcoming presidential election. Why analysts say the party may turn to him as VP if President Biden drops out. That's still a big if, but there is talk and speculation about a Harris-Cooper ticket, if that's the case. Good morning, everyone. We're glad you're with us at 6 o'clock. You have the Chu Hogan ticket for you this morning. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Jeff Hogan. We have lots of things to talk about here today, from that worldwide outage causing a mess out there to our change in temperatures. Anthony Baglione in the WRS Severe Weather Center. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, it's a busy morning here across the board, but as far as the weather is concerned, thankfully we're okay. Yesterday evening was certainly very, very active. We had numerous flash flood warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings. The power was flickering for many of us out there. I do think as we go through today, it's going to be calmer. We do, though, have another chance of some showers and storms later on, which we'll talk about here shortly. Low to mid 70s is where we're starting off out there. It is humid, but for this time of the year, it doesn't feel too bad to start out. Visibilities have been down just a little bit around the triangle due to some low cloud cover, but it's not going to be a major impact for you this morning. And they've actually started to improve compared to the past couple of minutes. We go through the day, you see futurecasts looking pretty good. Just a mix of sun and clouds, leaning almost a little bit more toward the mostly cloudy side of things. Then this afternoon and evening, some showers and storms bubble right back up like we saw yesterday, minus the severe potential. That'll be with us through the afternoon and evening. Then we have more on the way here over the next 6 to 7 days. We'll talk about our weekend forecast, Ken, here in just a few minutes.
Yeah, Anthony, at 6:01, all new into the WRAL Traffic Center. We got a couple of incidents that just popped up on our sensors this morning on Oak Forest Drive. There's a crash on near Discovery Drive, also a crash near Forest Drive. This is in the neighborhood in that North Valley area. It just happened, not really causing any problems, as we can tell from the sensors. So you just look for some police activity if you happen to be navigating that part of the community this morning. Also in the triangle, all the major routes are delay-free all around the triangle and surrounding communities.
We have breaking news we're following this morning. A global IT outage is causing major problems this morning. If you are just joining us and getting into your Friday routine, here's what you need to know. The outage is hitting industries across the world, businesses, airlines, banks, shops, media broadcasters. Major U.S. airlines have grounded flights. There are global delays, and Microsoft says it is investigating an issue which could be related to software run by the cybersecurity company CrowdStrike. We've team coverage of the worldwide impact. We start with WRAL's Monica Casey, who is at RDU this morning. And Monica, some of those flights there canceled. People are stranded.
Yeah, Jeff, that's right. What we know right now is that the FAA has grounded flights from multiple major airlines. Those include United, American, and Delta. Take a look at this line behind me. We're seeing a lot of people trying to drop their bags, hoping they are going to be able to get on a flight today. I spoke with a man who was heading home to Atlanta with a flight originally scheduled for 5:30 this morning. He wasn't just delayed, he was rebooked entirely on a flight for 8 a.m. tomorrow.
A little frustrated, a little uptight because I was supposed to get back for one of my kids' performances this afternoon. So not too happy about missing that.
The arrivals and departures boards here at RDU also showing many delays and cancellations. The FAA says this ground stop is due to a communication issue. We also know Allegiant and international airlines like Virgin Australia are impacted by these issues. We are still working to learn how long these outages could impact travelers. At RDU, Monica Casey, WRAL News.
And happening right now in the WRAL Live Center, a lot of new information coming out about this outage. But first, I want to show you this video. This video is from our general manager, Joel Davis. Right now, he is at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport in Atlanta. He says this is the line of people waiting to talk to a Delta spokesperson. They're all trying to get back to Raleigh. This is what many airports around the world look like right now. A lot of them having issues. Airports in the UK, Asia, Australia, Amsterdam, Scotland, Spain, Germany, Italy, they're all reporting on having issues this morning. We have a new statement from Delta. Delta says all Delta flights are paused as we work through a vendor technology issue. We apologize for the inconvenience as our teams work through this issue. Also from CNN, they are reporting that India's government says that it has identified the reason for this tech outage, and they have been in touch with Microsoft. Microsoft posting on X saying that the company is working on rerouting the impacted traffic to alternate systems. But many banks around the world, as Jeff mentioned, are having issues. Malaysia's stock exchange experiencing tech outages. Hong Kong Disneyland saying their online ticketing system was down. So this is a huge worldwide issue. But again, Microsoft working diligently to get everything back online.
Big ripple effects that will continue to track all morning. Former President Donald Trump is now officially the Republican nominee for president again. He accepted the nomination in a 93-minute speech last night to close out the Republican National Convention. He recounted the assassination attempt on him at a rally over the weekend in Pennsylvania. Trump also highlighted the deep policy differences between himself and President Joe Biden. That includes issues ranging from immigration to energy policy to the economy. Trump also made a call for unity.
I am running to be president for all of America, not half of America, because there is no victory in winning for half of America.
His wife, former First Lady Melania Trump, also joined him last night as the Trump family sat alongside vice presidential nominee J.D. Vance.
Renee, some of President Joe Biden's top officials are joining the call for him to withdraw from the race. Dozens of sources say many senior-ranking White House and campaign officials now privately believe Biden will leave the race. A Democratic governor in touch with party officials is quoted as saying the next 72 hours are big and this can't go on much longer.
As President Biden may be closing in on making a decision, more eyes are turning toward North Carolina. WRAL's Destiny Patterson is live outside the legislative building in Raleigh this morning. And Destiny, if Biden stops his reelection bid, the new Democratic ticket could include a very familiar face here in North Carolina.
That's right. In fact, new attention has now come on to Governor Roy Cooper as we have continued to see these pushes for Joe Biden to step down from this race here. Pelosi, the House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, and former President Obama have reportedly also privately expressed their concerns for Biden's candidacy. Two people close to the Biden-Harris campaign told the New York Times that Cooper could be a viable option as vice president. In their efforts to win over North Carolina, a former chair of the Democratic National Committee told CNN he could favor a Harris-Cooper ticket. Trump is currently leading in the polls, and an NBC analysis shows that our state could make the difference for Democrats. A political science professor says if Biden does drop out, it would be, quote, orchestrated chaos as others throw their hat in the ring.
Even if he thinks he is able to go on, even if he thinks he can beat Donald Trump, there's also the question of whether his party is going to be there with him. And I think that is perhaps the biggest legitimate concern for him.
If it's Joe Biden, if it's Kamala Harris, if it's Gavin Newsom, if it's Gretchen Whitmer, if it's any of these names, they all own the policies of the Biden administration because those are the same policies that they would have if they were running.
Cooper previously said he hadn't had any conversations about taking on that role and that we didn't need this kind of speculation. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris is still showing her support for Biden at this point. The DNC plans to move forward with their virtual roll call to nominate Joe Biden. Destiny Patterson, WRAL News, Raleigh.
Covering Wake County, NC State Chancellor Randy Woodson will retire at the end of the upcoming school year. He made the announcement yesterday. Over more than 14 years, Woodson had a lot of success elevating NC State on a national stage. But the closure of Poe Hall and the fallout since has changed the way some view his legacy. Woodson's contract expires June 30th, 2025, which is when he is expected to retire.
A Wilson County church is a total loss this morning after a massive fire. Look at these images. Neighbors say lightning hit the steeple of Spring Hill Presbyterian Church in Lucama, sparking the fire that caused the roof to collapse. Firefighters had to break out stained glass windows to get into the church. It took 8 different departments over an hour to get the fire under control. Church members tried to salvage as much as they could. One church member spoke with WRAL about what's next for the congregation.
It's a tight-knit community. Spring Hill Presbyterian followers are always working together, so this is something that we'll have to work through, but I feel sure that we'll be able to see a brighter moment.
Something to be thankful for. No one was hurt in the fire. Hulkamania was running wild at the Republican National Convention. Hulk Hogan's body slam of an endorsement for former President Trump.
Third Eye Blind is playing in Raleigh this weekend. Details about that and other fun in the Triangle coming up in Out and About. Anthony.
And Jeff, if you're headed out across the area today or into the weekend, temperatures very similar in the upper 80s. It should not feel too bad, but we have rain chances in the forecast. We're going to have a look at that on Futurecast coming up.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
All right, time now at 6:13 here on this Friday morning where we have some cloud cover across the area. It's pretty low in most areas, so that was kind of reducing some of our visibilities out there. Right now, though, we're making some good improvement. Some sunshine trying to peek through. There's our Durham camera. You can see everything's calm. It's a good start here when we don't have any big storm systems to track here to get our day started. 88 this afternoon. That should hang there for about a couple hours. We will see that chance, though, yet again, of some showers and storms coming through. Not severe, though, like we saw yesterday. It could just be some bubble-up storms, I think, for us today. The weekend as well, that chance is about 50 to 60% both Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures, though, check those out. Upper 80s compared to last weekend where we were in the 90s and even 100s. So it's going to be better in that regard with some rain.
And Anthony, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center, really quiet start to your Friday morning commute, short of these couple of crashes there in Oak Forest Drive in the northern part of Wake County, not affecting your commute whatsoever this morning. All the major routes in and around the Triangle and surrounding communities are delay-free at this hour.
WRAL Live Center, a major update to these outages we've been seeing worldwide. We are learning right now that global IT outages appear to stem partly from CrowdStrike, a software update from that company. They say this is not a cyber attack or a security incident, just that the CrowdStrike update led to these outages. The CEO said that the IT issue was causing the global outages has been identified and the fix has been deployed. In the last 30 minutes, we've also learned that American Airlines has safely reestablished their operations that were caused by these outages. But still, a lot of airlines, a lot of companies, banks around the world still seeing these issues. No timeline on when everything will be back online.
What a domino effect from a software update. Michelle, thanks for that. Vice President Kamala Harris was back in North Carolina yesterday. This time she visited Fayetteville. Her visit was the second trip to our state in a week and 7th already this year. The vice president addressed a packed crowd at Westover High School in Fayetteville. She spoke about Donald Trump's policies as president, which she described as ineffective and divisive. For more on the vice president's visit, go to the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com.
It was quite a display of showmanship during the final night of the Republican National Convention as famed wrestler Hulk Hogan took the stage in support of former President Trump.
When they took a shot at my hero and they tried to kill the next president of the United States, enough was enough, and I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother.
What you gonna do? I tell you, Hogan and Trump, they are longtime friends, if you can believe this. They date back to when Trump Plaza hosted 2 WrestleManias back in the 1980s.
What a moment.
Uncle Hulk there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Jeff and Hulk, no relation. In case you were wondering. In Johnston County, the town of Selma will celebrate 100 years of Union Station this morning. It hasn't seen much action in recent years, but the town is looking to change that. Renovations are on the way, and the projected Raleigh to Wilmington train route will likely stop in Selma. The town will celebrate Union Station's history with food, games, and live music starting this morning at 9. Temperatures are finally cooling down, but summer events are heating up, and there is no shortage of fun happening in the Triangle.
We have your guide to weekend fun with our out and about best bets. We start off with some live music that is coming up this weekend. We have several big shows happening tonight. North Carolina indie rock band The Connells will perform North Carolina Museum of Art's Outdoor Theater. They'll be joined by rock bands Dylan Fence and Love Tractor. Tickets start at $32.
On Sunday, Third Eye Blind and Yellow Card will bring their Summer Gods tour to Walnut Creek. Tickets are still available. They start at $48.
You can get in the holiday spirit a little early with Jingle in July. Tap Yard Raleigh will host this event on Sunday, 4 to 8 p.m. It's family friendly, open to all ages. There'll be a DJ, ice cream station, duck races, much more fun out there. Tickets are $35, including 2 drinks, plus food and ice cream. Children's tickets are $10 each. Get more information about these events, just go to WRAL.com and search keyword out and about.
6:18, and it will feel like normal July this weekend. We will stay under 90 degrees, which I think is something to celebrate. Anthony.
It's going to be amazing to be in the 80s, yeah, compared to last weekend where we saw some 100-degree temperatures. We had some 90s. It felt just incredibly hot across the area. 87 is a practical cool down for us compared to where we were. That's what we're going to look at on Saturday, basically both days within a degree of one another. It looks like we're going to see the chance there for some scattered storms. Some of them could be a little bit strong on Saturday. I'm not anticipating, certainly not a washout kind of day. It's just where we get some bubble up activity into the afternoon and then they fizzle out pretty quickly. Feels like temperatures though on Sunday, I got to say, they're still going to be feeling like 96 when you factor in the humidity. But overall, it will be better than where we were if you did not like the heat. 75, good morning to you around the Triangle. We're in the low to mid 70s for everyone out there right now. It does come with some mugginess. We're going to hang on to that humidity as we go through today. Temperatures though climb right about 88. We should be at 91 for this time of the year. So we're actually below normal for a change, and that likely will last here as we go through the rest of July, I think, into early August before it may start to get warmer again. Let's go through today. So yesterday evening, of course, was pretty active. I do think we could see some more storms coming through today. Nothing severe, though. We're not under a risk at this point. There's a look at here as we go through the next couple of hours. We are quiet, a nice mix of sun and clouds, leaning a little bit more toward the mostly cloudy side of things. Lunchtime, there could be a couple light areas of rain, but for the majority of us, we're looking at dry time. And then through this afternoon into this evening, potentially affecting dinner plans, things like that, we may have some scattered storms around. Again, nothing severe, but just something that could be more inconvenient rainfall if you're headed out across the area. Let's talk about where we're looking at for Saturday. In fact, that just updated on me. But we do have a level 1 risk outline for Saturday. What that's saying is we could see some bubble up storms yet again, like this pattern that we've been in, where we see some gusty winds. They may bubble up during the afternoon and then they fizzle out pretty quickly. There's a look at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. We'll get some sunshine coming through. Some of these are very kind of isolated in nature. It's definitely not going to be a big rainmaker for us. But you look at the next 7 days, there is no day at this point where I can say we're totally dry, get outside, plans are in phenomenal shape. We have rain chances all the way through probably early next weekend. 88 for us on our Sunday, 89 Monday. The highest temperature that we have this entire 7-day forecast, Ken, looking good there at 90 degrees.
All right, excellent, Anthony. And just a quiet start to your morning commute this morning. Short of a couple of crashes on Oak Forest Drive, the one on Discovery Drive and the next one on Forest Drive. It's really neighborhoods in the northern part of Wake County, not really affecting your commute this morning. But if you live in that neighborhood, just be aware that you'll see some police activity there. Elsewhere in the Triangle, all the major routes are delay-free this morning. I know many of you counted on us showing you what the traffic actually looks like out on the roadways, but we're having trouble pulling up those traffic cams, and we're working to figure out if it's related to the global tech outage we've been reporting on all morning, but we'll keep you posted. Our live sensors are working, so we'll let you know what's going to affect your morning commute.
Thanks, Ken. 2 swimmers from NC State will represent their home country at the Olympics. So we'll talk about their journey together from Poland to Raleigh and now to Paris.
And remembering Bob Newhart, how his fans and friends are honoring the legendary comedian, coming up in What's Trending.
This What's Trending report, sponsored by Rug & Home.
Fans and friends are remembering the life of legendary comedian Bob Newhart.
And Ken Smith is here now with What's Trending. Ken.
He was so funny without even trying, right? President Biden posting to X last night after Newhart's death, calling him a comedy legend and someone who everybody related to for decades. The legendary Carol Burnett also paying tribute to the legendary Bob Newhart, calling him he was nice as he was funny.
Really so talented. I mean, you saw the clip right there. He's a stand-up comedian. I mean, he transferred that into television. He was in like a dozen films. And that phone conversation, seeing we're there with the phone, the one-sided phone conversation, those were the funniest things.
Yes. And of course, he was an elf, too.
Yes,
you know,
he was.
I love that movie.
And you know, that finale of the second Newhart show, everybody keeps talking about that.
Yeah, the dream.
So listen, how about this? We've got the trailer for the next Beetlejuice. Take a listen.
A lot of people down south don't.
I can't believe I'm doing this. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. I need you to help me save my daughter.
Oh no! Beetlejuice will be in theaters September 6th.
And Michael Keaton resuming his role for that. Winona Ryder's in it, Jenna Ortega, Willem Dafoe, and Justin Theroux also all in this. And everybody's back to see what Beetlejuice will be up to.
It's going to be nice.
Ken, thanks for that. More than 10,000 Olympians from around the world will be in Paris for the Olympics, which are now just a week away. 2 swimmers representing Poland will also be representing the NC State Wolfpack at the Games. Bartosz Piskorowicz and Kasper Stokoyevsky. They are teammates, roommates, and friends, and they competed together for the Polish national and junior national teams before they both came to NC State, and now they are both going to the Olympics together. WRAL is your home for the 2024 Summer Olympic Games, and we'll have live coverage from July 26th through August 11th. You can look for live reports from Paris throughout the competition, 6 a.m., 6 p.m., and 11 p.m.
A major computer outage that affected banks, airlines, and companies around the world has been identified. We'll tell you what caused it.
As we head over the next 7 days, we have no 100-degree temperatures in the forecast, but many rain chances. We're going to go over that on Futurecast coming up.
Former President Donald Trump takes the stage for the first time since surviving an assassination attempt. The message he is sharing with the country as he closed out the Republican National Convention.